Welcome to Meditation Minis by Coach Portia. When we think of parts, we think of purposefully aligning residue to spirit. What residue? Residue refers to the innermost parts within us, the parts that we live out of daily. The parts that house experiences for us, the parts that the human within us experience, house, and work completely out of. Today's part requires us to pull from the deep. Pulling from the deep, we ask ourselves, which part is directly related to the deepness? Which part allows us to experience the deep within us? It is said that deep calls unto deep. Then if that is so, there is a specific deep part or parts directly connected to self. When we begin to go inward, we begin to ask two questions. Which portion of me houses the deep? And number two, which part of the deep is willing to step out just a little bit so that we can get to know it better? We give ourselves a few moments to connect with the deep by taking a few deep breaths in and out, connecting closely to that ancient first breath. While connecting to the ancient first breath, we allow ourselves to experience the deep portions within ourselves. We allow a connection specifically aligning the path of darkness to the path and portion of us that experiences light. We begin to view within us the portion of deep, the portion of depth that aligns quickly to the portions within us that do not readily bring forth the deep. We then ask, which part is protecting that deep? Which part is protecting depth within us? As we began to unburden the portions that are in protection mode, we begin to shift aside an avenue so that depth within us can go yet deeper, allowing a better connection to the deep within. To pull from the deep we began to invite patience toward such depth. We began to invite an openness that will allow the pathways to be clear, navigating in and out, following the path of discipline toward deep. Which portion of me is fearful to such depth? Which portion of me hinders the going deeper within? We begin to look at such fears by asking, what is your fear? What's holding you back from going yet deeper? Allowing yet a greater taking, pulling to yet a platform that houses our deepest depth. Allow for time on your journey toward the deep. Allowing a connection to take place on the path and journey toward true living, toward true being. Silence and trance. Spirit is present. Caress his amazing thoughts as we breathe inwardly deep, in and out. As we allow the journey of depth to be open, not only to itself, but to us, individually so. Sit with the moment of depth, allowing the divine light to open itself, allowing a closer picture of what it's like to pull from the deep. Do not allow fear of going deeper and pulling forth depth to hinder you. To schedule your unburdening session and to get closer to pulling forward, pulling from the deep, contact Coach Portia, which is myself, at 203-350-6779. Be called to the deeper parts within you. Also visit sitsipchat.com for more information on myself, as well as the importance of unburdening in your life. Release and invite, align to light, healing parts, unburden this fight. Until again, shine.